here, and welcome to this episode of the Treasure Trove of Curios. Today I am going to continue sorting through the things from the house clean out with you. So what I've done today is I've collected up all of the teacup and saucers, and I'm going to go through all of those with you. Now there are 24 sets to go through, and 4 of those are trios, the others are just the teacup and the saucer. The trios have got the teacup, the saucer and the side plate as well. I've got some fairly interesting ones, so well, I suppose we should get started. I'm going to start with this little one here. So this is a sweet child size one, or a collector's one, and it's just marked Japan on the bottom. But it's a lovely little piece with flowers on the front. I think they are just transfer. Yeah. That's a cute little one. Now, today I'm not going to go through the values of these items, because that's not really what my channel is about. My channel is mostly about looking at the interesting things that are out there and the craftsmanship that's gone into things and the history behind stuff. So a lot of these things I have not been able to find a lot of history about them, because things like that are just marked Japan, and so it's a bit hard to tell exactly where it's from or those sorts of details about it. But the things that I have been able to find information about, I will share that with you as we go along. Most teacup and saucer sets sell between the $5 and the $20 mark. There are some that will go beyond that, up to $30 or $35 I've even seen for one trio set. I believe they can go for more than that if they have something really particularly rare and special, but it's not often that you come across those. So I'll go on to another one. There's going to be a bit of reaching and a bit of jingling as I carry things across to show you in the camera. So this is one of those trio sets. There we are. And it's got this beautiful bluey grey silver sort of colour with that floral pattern through it. And it's got the gold edging around the top, down the handle and around the, I suppose, the top of the base. And these are tea time, made in Japan. Now, I actually haven't found anything. This is one of the items I'm a bit frustrated by, because it's marked, but I can't find anything about it. Not yet, anyway. I will continue to search. But everything that I've found relating to tea time is about golf in Japan. And that's not really what I'm looking for. So I'll continue to search. But I'm not sure that I'm going to find anything. There's the saucer and the back of it, and then the side plate and the back. I haven't seen any damage on this, which is excellent. A little bit of wear, as you can see. It's a little bit hard to tell. A little bit of fading on the plate. But that's just normal through use. So that is a lovely little set. So that's one of the 4 trios that I've got here. Another one of those is this one. So this has got a real chintz sort of pattern on it. This one is also Japan. Most of the ones that I've picked up are either Japan or England. I just think this handle is spectacular. It's clearly a very decorative piece. I'm pretty sure that this one is transfer. There's the Japan on the bottom. And then here's the saucer and the side plate as well. Yeah. So these are eagle china made in Japan. I found quite a few others that are for sale with this name, but I couldn't find much in the way of information. So if you happen to know some information that you can pass on to me, that would be great. I'm compiling a little list of the information that I do find out about companies so that for me it's an easy reference point, and also if somebody asks me about something, then I can easily find that information to pass on to them. I might even look at doing an online catalogue with the information that I've found out about the things that I've learnt, so that it can be easily accessible to other people as well. So this one is quite an interesting one. This is almost like a teacup and saucer and side plate in one, which is quite cool. I mean, look at the shape of this. I think that's fantastic. It says Fitzroy Bridge, Rockhampton, which Rockhampton is a town in Queensland here in Australia. It's about halfway between Brisbane and Mackay. So I suppose this is a souvenir piece. It's one side and the other. But it is made in Japan. Interesting that a souvenir piece from Australia is made abroad. I suppose that's just the way it is. This striping like this around the edges is very typical of Japanese design. I have learnt that. Unfortunately, this one has got a chip in it, which I didn't realise when I picked it up. Otherwise, I probably would have left this behind. Just because for resale purposes and for interest of other people, damaged items are much more difficult to sell, they're much less appealing, and so I tend to steer away from the things that are damaged when I'm buying them. Now this one's a bit unusual. This is, there we go, now you can see why it's unusual. It's got these 3 legs on it, like this. It doesn't have any marks on it anywhere, and it's quite thin. So I think that's probably a quality thing. I don't think that it's a very well made piece. You can see, I think you can see, this leg here is very crooked. But it's still a very unusual piece, being that it's got legs on the teacup. And it's just plain white, so maybe it's a like a restaurant wear or hotel wear or something like that. Speaking of legs, in one of the previous videos that I have done, I showed you this teacup and saucer set, which has got legs on it, and they're quite decorative legs. See, with the gold and beautiful roses on it, and again a very decorative handle, and made in Japan. It's also got that luster opalescence, which is possibly a bit more obvious on the saucer. This one I in particular really like this one. I think this is my favourite of the teacup and saucer sets that I bought from the house clean out, and I'm inclined to hang on to this because I think it's really great. I'm sure it's only transfer, but it's very pretty. Very pretty. So, what else have we got? Let's go on to this one. This is another one of those really interesting ones where it's got almost the side plate and the saucer combined. And this has got quite a mid-century modern sort of pattern on it. Which is quite appealing. It's got a little bit of wear, just focus there, maybe. Are you focusing? Just around the edge here, there's a little bit of wear, just from where the cup has been rubbing. But otherwise it's in very good condition. And it is fine china made in Japan. I'll show you the bottom of that one too. Except it'd help if I had it up the right way. Now, the 24 that I've got here, which is spread out on the sofa beside me, does not include the boxed set, the tea set that I bought that's still in its original box. It doesn't include the ones from that set or the willow pattern ones. So the 24 is just the ones that I've got here. And I left a lot behind. There were a lot that were broken or that were mismatched. There was the teacup but not the saucer, or the other way around. And I did bring home a couple that have the teacup alone or the saucer alone because I really liked them. I was really hoping I was going to find somewhere in one of the boxes the matching part for it, but no luck. So this one's my next one to show you. Turn that around and it's got a ducky on it. This is probably child size as well. It's a little bit bigger. I mean, it's almost a standard tea size, but it's smaller than standard. So given that it's got a duckling on it, it's possibly intended as a children's set. Not that I'm sure I would give it to a child to play with. And again, we have got Superior Fine China Japan. Actually, it just says Superior Made in Japan on this one. There's the other one with the cute ducky. That doesn't really want to focus on. There we go. I think that one is quite sweet. There's a little bit of wear, but not an awful lot. So that is nice to see. And another very cutesy sort of one is this set. Hold that a bit better for you. Okay. It's got some gorgeous florals on there. Beautiful flowers. I was thinking they're poppies, but I'm not really sure that they are. And I'll show you the other side of the teacup. And then the base with Made in England. Now I need to have a look at this this pattern number, because it only says Made in England on it. It doesn't attribute it to any pottery or ceramics, or it's got crazing in it though, so it's a fair age. I'm not sure that you can really see the crazing from that far away. That's one of my favourite pieces. And I've included this in the 24. This is a tiny, tiny blue willow sort of design. It doesn't have any names on it. I've got a bit of the remnants of a sticker, but I'm not sure what that would have said. It's just handwritten on there, so I don't think it's probably a sale sticker. So it's just a decorative piece, of course, but it's very cute. It's tiny. Next I have 2 sets of these. These are a lovely golden white. So that set, excuse the jingling, and the other. They're jingling mostly because, see the bottom, they've got this gorgeous scalloped sort of pattern, shape, design around the bottom there. With the lovely gold design through here. Which it's got a bit of a grapevine design through it, which it's picking it up quite well on the camera because it's not very obvious. I think it's had quite a bit of wear. And again, another pretty decorative handle. And the base. Now it has HAMS, Fine China, Japan on the bottom. And I don't know what the HAMS is. I've been searching, but I haven't found it. So if you happen to know the answer to that one for me, I would very much appreciate it. This one is really hard to see the grapevine design through it. You can just see it. I think this one's a little bit easier to see. There we go, that one's a bit better. So there's 2 sets of those. Put those a bit further away so they don't jingle away anymore. Now, on to another trio set. Got this beauty. These have got some beautiful violet-like flowers. Look at them, a beautiful purple. With just a little bit of gold around the bottom here, and on the handle there, and then on one side of the handle, which is a little bit worn. And then a bit of gold that's got some wear around the edge as well. So that's the teacup. There's the saucer and the side plate. So these are Queen Anne bone china. So I've been doing a bit of research about the Queen Anne name, which I've had another piece that was the Ridgeway pottery, so that was about 1980s, so that wasn't a very old piece, but this piece is somewhere between 1959 and 1966. At least I'm almost certain it is, just from the name on the bottom and the pattern, the mark on the bottom, the back stamp, because it doesn't include the Ridgeway potteries, which was after. So let's see. The company originated in 1887, and at that point in time it was known as J. Shaw & Co. And then it changed names multiple times as other people came into the company, and then others joined, some people moved away from it, and it sort of changed hands a little bit. The Queen Anne trade name was introduced after World War II. So it's definitely after World War II, and from the information that I've found about the back stamps, this is somewhere between 1959 and 1966. And it's a beautiful set. It is very pretty. And jingling away, of course. Okay, I'm going to leave that video there for today. 15 minutes is sort of the length of time that I aim for in my videos. So I'm going to turn this one into 2 videos. So this will be a 2-part video. Tune in another 4 days for the second half of this video. Anyway, take care. Ta-ra!